Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen at the Alliance for Loki. It's a little bit of a strange story before I start this video. So my friend came over, he works for the Swiss Secret Intelligence Research Division last night and he wasn't looking very good. He's really worried and he gave me this gamma wave generator and then left really quickly. So a little bit strange, but he's sort of a strange person, so I wasn't too put off by it. Anyway, I figured since I had it, I might as well try using it. So for lunch today, I put a chicken in it to decide to cook it with gamma waves just to see what it'd be like. And when I put it in there, I noticed that the chicken started doing strange things. So I quickly opened it up without turning it off, and I think I was exposed to a bunch of gamma rays. I don't think they did anything to me, but I am feeling a little bit different, and yeah, so hopefully everything's okay. But anyway, so this is the science tier list. And so science is a really cool class. There's, of course, lots of amazing champions in this, and let's try to rank them in different tiers. So this is always where everyone puts Quake number one. I would say Quake's days of number one have ended, to be honest. One, she's not a 6-star, and so even though she's still a great champion, just the fact that you have to Quake for so long to fight with her because she's so weak. And the problem is, if you have a 4-star, if you notice in War and things, you can't use a 4-star in War, even if you can Quake perfectly for hours, because at some point their willpower basically offsets the damage you can do. And so, yeah, I feel like that's sort of what's happening to Quake, but we'll still put her up there as one of the best champions. After that, I would say Human Torch is probably, I would say, maybe the best science right now. So let's slide Quake down level. Just amazingly good. Lots of uses, of course, sort of specific in his use, but when you use him, he's oftentimes the absolute best. Also in the top tier, I'm going to put Captain America Infinity War here. I think Captain America Infinity War, incredibly versatile, lots of different synergies that you can use with him. Very powerful, very tanky, just a great all-around champion. Let's see, anyone else deserve to be in the top tier? I'm going to go ahead and put Thing in here too. So Thing, great offense, great defense, pretty interesting, can tank SP3s, which is pretty rare in this game to be able to do. And that also can avoid lots of big damage with his protection. If you ever play incursions and go to high level rooms, it just becomes a Thing fest and basically becomes immortal against really strong content, which is pretty incredible. Is that going to do it? She-Hulk. She-Hulk is a tough one. Let's put her up there for now. We might change this, but She-Hulk is of course incredible with her slow mechanic and the way she can build up Furies and actually make them throw their specials the more Furies she has. So very good champion, can be used in a lot of content. The original champion killer in 6.2. Okay, I think that's good enough for the first rank. Let's go to the second tier. So first tier is the absolute gods of the class, and the second are really, really powerful champions. I'm going to start this off with Void. Void always has been one of my favorite champions. Incredible champion. I've been playing him a lot in 7.3. I think people have forgotten how good he is, but it's definitely reawakened my my amazing love for him. I-Bomb, okay, I'm going to make a change here. I'm going to put I-Bomb on the top level. I-Bomb, I think, is a great champion. I mean, poison champions, actually, they've gotten more common, but are still pretty rare, and many defenders are susceptible to poison damage, and so it's really strong. Plus, very tanky, has the acid wash, which allows him to have a blockable attack. So a lot of really cool things about I-Bomb. Gets lots of passive healing because he puts poisons on himself, so an awesome champion. Now in my second row, and this I know is going to make me unhappy with my friends Buddy Lee and Super Sam, but it's I-Hulk. I-Hulk is incredibly powerful, incredibly cool. He's a little challenging to play, and so that's my one difficulty with him, and that is if you can't play him a certain way, it's easy to die quickly because he kills himself, and so even with his great sustainability, you still have to be careful. Also in the second tier, I think we're going to have to put Mr. Negative. I've just started playing a lot. Really cool, really interesting. This is sort of more of instinct than it is, I would say, based on my factual knowledge, but I think he's going to do a lot of cool things in this game and is going to be a really amazing champion. Also here, I'd say sort of in the same vein as interesting and different champions is Spider-Ham. So Spider-Ham, of course, puts the power stings on, the pork hoppers, has a lot of interesting utility, and just all around just a clever and cool champion. Another one I think people are going to have a lot of different opinions on is Gulk. I think Gulk is still one of the few original champions, or one of the champions that can deal well with degen and sort of that hidden damage like Magic's Limbo. And so he is, I think, really cool, really useful in very certain situations. He definitely suffers from a lack of damage, though, which is challenging considering he's the Hulk, should have huge damage. Rolk I'd put here too. Rolk is still very incredible in his ability to deal with poison and incinerate, and especially since there's a specific node for that, is actually a really nice, simple champion. All you do is 5 hits parry, and that's about all you need to know how to play him. So I definitely like that, but still an incredible champion, really strong, and really worth being in the top 2. Trying to think after that, anyone else? I feel like Spider-Man 2099 is making a push for the 2nd rank. He's another champion I don't know much about, so I'm going to put him up there out of instinct. And anyone else? Mr. Fantastic. I have to put him here. Basically, like the new Void. People make an argument all the time that he's better than Void. I don't think that's true. I think they do a lot of the same things. Have a lot of, the same interesting mechanics. In some ways, he may be better than Void because he can actually give Void's ability to other people with his pre-fight. I would say my main argument against him is he really, to be most effective, is part of the synergy team with all the Fantastic Forms, which is 4 champions, which is a lot of champions for a synergy. Okay, and I guess we have to put Miles in here too. Miles is, I haven't played him much after his debuff, but after his buff, but I've seen enough on him, gameplay on him, to say he's probably a second, in the 2nd tier at least. Pretty incredible the number of 1st and 2nd tier champions. And unlike a lot of classes, the difference between 1st tier and 2nd tier is not that big. Now we go to 3rd tier. This is only because I haven't played him at all, nor seen much gameplay. But I'm going to put Anti-Venom here to start. Maybe he is the most incredible champion ever. I just haven't played him enough. Red Guardian, I think so. Super cool champion. That's the unique ability of no debuffs or no buffs that he gains is very, very interesting. And I think there needs to be more videos on him and just really cool specific situations. It just turns out that ability hasn't proven quite as useful as I thought it would be. Spider-Gwen, she's almost like another version of She-Hulk. When they did the buffs, she and She-Hulk got very similar kits. She just doesn't quite do as well as She-Hulk. You have to get to her SP3 to get the higher damage, and then it stays on for just a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, just not quite as overall as good. After that, I don't know if there's anyone else. I sort of want to put Luke Cage here. So Luke Cage was a champion that I had as one of my first. He was my first 6-star, and I used him a lot. I mean, he's great on like Caltrops. I had a Path and AQ. Of course, he doesn't bleed. Can tank specials with the invulnerability if he's awakened. So he has a lot of interesting, good utility. Still a very usable champion. It's just overshadowed by so many others in this game. Anyone else for 3? Wasp. Wasp. Should I put her up in 2? I think I might. Hits really, really hard. Can save you from the evade. With her evade. Yeah, I think she's worth 2. Incredible glass cannon, though. Easily killed with just a few hits. Okay, now for 4. I'm going to put Overseer. Actually, no, let's go stick on 3. I think Overseer, he's a champion that I feel like everyone sort of says he's good and likes him, but no one's really playing with him. It might just be some time before enough people have him and start using him that he becomes more integrated into the game. He's a champion I need to play more. I just felt like I haven't spent any time with him at all. And should we put Yellowjack? I think Yellowjack is worth a 3 too. His new kit is interesting and cool, and I actually thought about taking him into rank 3. I've sort of been in love with Yellowjacket. Still doesn't quite do the damage you need to be a good champion, and yeah, overall he's just sort of a very average champion. Invisible Woman, find her hard to play, but can I make an argument that she's a 3? Sure, let's put her at 3 too. I think again a good average champion. There's is fun to play, has some interesting abilities, just really hard. She's sort of like a really difficult ramp up champion with the chance of blowing the ramp up if you make one small mistake. And one small mistake is just like doing a blocked hit as opposed to a parry with the full synergy team. Okay, off to 4. Wow, we might not have anyone in 4. Of all these champions, is there anyone worth 4? Yeah, it's hard to say. I feel like maybe Electro, reasonable defender, has an interesting mechanic. Sometimes you can use him to cheese various nodes with Heimdall and like Aggression Fury, and so maybe he's here. I mean, I guess MODOK, he's good on defense, and yeah, he's solid as a defender, but he's really not too much fun to play. I do like throwing his SP1 and reversing the regen. That's sort of interesting. Yeah, maybe. I feel like I won't go put Hulk here. I have a love affair with Hulk. He was my first rank 4 5 stars. This was back when you only had one, and he was my one, and he did a lot for me. Has a pretty good stun lock, does some good damage, avoids poisons. But overall, yeah, just a very mediocre champ considering he is the Hulk, like this, green. So, and now, I think Ant-Man. I don't know, Ant-Man, I think, yeah, we'll put Ant-Man in 4, like a fair champion. He's okay. I mean, sort of fun to play. Interesting. He's pretty defensive with his lancing, so you can take a lot of hits, and he has good survivability. Okay, to the 5s. OG Spider-Man, I could put him up at 4. I will, just because he's actually still a reasonable defender. Not very fun to play. Sentry is just bad. He needs a buff of his buff. And everyone wants him to be good because the hype when he first came out was incredible. I-Bomb, actually with a certain synergy, I can't remember who it is, he actually becomes okay, but still, no. If you need a poison champion, you'll go use the Immortal I-Bomb or Diablo or someone else, really. Joe Fixit, terrible and not fun to play. Rhino, great against people named Dreamin' as a defender, and then the 2 OG Caps, they're both very fair. I used to love World War II. He was sort of like one of those original, like really cool champions to play with, but definitely has fallen some. And so there you have it. There are the top champions of the science, my science tier list. Interesting enough, for science, I feel like, as I said, I feel like there's a lot of 1 and 2, and the separation isn't that big. And there's also champions in 3 you might take to rank 3 as well. And so I feel like it's a very balanced class. It used to be Quake was far and above everyone in the science, but as I said at the beginning, I don't think she's nearly as good as she once was. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts on the science class. Hopefully the gamma rays don't affect me too much, and I'm around to make another video of the last remaining 4 tiers, class tiers that I want to do. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.